Because I haven't seen him yet. I'm going to see him in a little while.
He needed to talk to RFK. He couldn't just say that claiming the COVID vaccine is the deadliest vaccine ever is wrong. Trump, the guy who has repeatedly taken credit for its existence, he doesn't know. He's got no real comment on there. Well, look, if you took from that before the beginning of Trump's second term that maybe he'd be willing to defer to RFK Jr. when it got to vaccines and the COVID vaccine specifically, well, you were ahead of the curve because that's how it looks like it's going. Apparently, the Trump administration will move to pull the COVID vaccine off the market within months. That's according to one of the closest associates of RFK Jr., Dr. Aseem Malhotra, who is a cardiologist from Britain, who has repeatedly claimed in the face of scientific consensus that the vaccine is more dangerous than the virus. I'm surprised he's not the head of CDC himself then, making wild claims like that. So yeah, they're gonna get rid of it. Either because they don't understand the science or they don't care, and this is how they make money off of their videos and off their blog posts and off of selling colloidal silver and ivermectin and stuff like that. Our country has been taken over by people who, even if they're themselves doctors, utterly despise science and what it has produced. And they want to open America up to even more disease, even more suffering, even more death. And so, I'll give you a little bit more of what that close associate of RFK Jr. has been saying. He said, many of those closest to RFK Jr. have told him they can't understand why the vaccine continues to be prescribed. And they expect that within months, there will be some sort of decision that's made, pull it or whatever. And yeah, he's a leading advisor to the Make America Healthy Again Action Group, an external arm of Kennedy's agenda as HHS secretary. That guy, Malhotra, is now expected to meet Trump himself in September to talk about mRNA vaccines and that sort of thing. And so, yeah, JR, just whatever prediction you made about RFK Jr., just like with Trump in his second term, it was either accurate or didn't go far enough. Everything that he has done since he got in has been trying to make vaccines inaccessible. And he doesn't want new ones to be funded. He doesn't want them to be developed. He wants to take away the ones that we already developed, already paid for. And this is what we said he would do. For years and years, his supporters have been like, don't you call him an anti-vaxxer, as they desperately hope that he'll make vaccines illegal, by the way. And now he's doing it. What do you know? It's almost like we knew what we were talking about.
It's odd, man. It's so again, as we're seeing all that happen, and it's happened for his face, but he has to then discuss it with him. So whatever this meeting that his right-hand man and Maha Action is gonna have with Trump, I wonder if it's gonna have something along the effect of, so we're looking to kill as many people as possible, but at the same time, still somehow extract all the money from that we can so we can pay ourselves and our oligarchs as much money as possible. I'm not sure if they know how that math may work out. If people are dead and you've taken away all their jobs, I guess they're just looking for prison labor, more enslaved people, whatever it is that they're planning. It's just to continue circulate more of this money. So I guess sickness is next on the Project 2025 agenda, because look, this not only just COVID. We've seen all of these, this influx in measles cases. They're taking away education. They don't want folks to be educated in the slightest bit. Make sure your children are sick. Maybe they'll die. Let's make sure that people have babies that they can no longer afford, and also they'll die. So it's a death cult. I know that's like these terms that people just like to say because it seems so extravagant, but what else is it, bro? What else is it?
Yeah, it's just sick. And by the way, it's not just for the COVID vax. I mean, we've been talking about all the different ones. They just pulled hundreds of millions of dollars from it. They've all the advisory boards that were filled with actual doctors and scientists, people who are experts on these things, they're gone. The quacks are in, the people who make videos about demon semen and stuff like that. And I do think sometimes RFK Jr. needs to have a conversation with RFK Jr. because he has claimed here that the COVID vaccine is the deadliest vaccine ever, for some reason, but he's not sure about it because he's also claimed that Gardasil is probably the single worst mass vaccine that we've ever seen. Children who take that vaccine are 37 times more likely to die from the vaccine than they are to die from cervical cancer. That message brought to you by what is left of RFK Jr.'s brain after the worm got full. And so that's not true. It's a vaccine that's used and It functions. It does actually decrease cervical cancer. A study that was published in The Lancet found that the HPV vaccine cut cervical cancer rates by 87%. Those vaccinated between the ages of 14 and 16 reported a 62% reduction, and those between 16 and 18 had a 24% lower chance compared with the unvaccinated. So again, like, we get these things that actually help to stop some of the suffering in the world. And then you get these sorts of people who've made it their life's job to just make sure that as much of it is spread as possible. I know Brett often talks about this, these people that like, they're so bored, so lacking in hobbies that like something like spreading mass suffering is like the thing they come up with as an identity. But that's what he's there for. And we have more than 3 years left of it. For them to do this much damage across the development of vaccines, across the environment, the CDC, and not just the CDC, the EPA, they're not gonna be doing any more permitting for solar and wind. We just need more, again, make America healthy again by putting more fossil gas and oil and all of that into our environment. It's insane. Get used to it. Any other thoughts, Jer?
I'm just wondering when they're gonna come for the president for being a part of Operation Warp Speed and developing it, because he unleashed this scourge on our society, right? What was his plan?
I know, Jer.
Because it's more deadly, so he's trying to kill us. I think someone should arrest this guy.
That and the Epstein thing is the most like, if you actually believe what you're saying, how is Donald Trump not the biggest villain in the world? But again, like, they have that fluidity of mind that it's almost acrobatic the way they can think to get to the needed conclusions. They're not necessarily intelligent, rational, but they can come up with what they need to maintain the conspiracy theories that they love so very much. So anyway, we'll see. We should know in a couple of months. By the way, just in time for like flu season and all of that, as COVID and RSV and flu are rampaging around, maybe they'll get rid of that. And by the way, they're not just gonna do it to COVID, it's gonna be for flu, and it's gonna be the childhood vaccine schedule. That's the big one. That's the whole point of RFK Jr. was to try to stop kids from being vaccinated. That is definitely gonna happen in the next year. We'll see. If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.